You're scrolling Instagram. Maybe you're procrastinating your work, or your laundry, or your bedtime.
I want to be hot.
But lately, you've been noticing a shift in your algorithm. You come across a video and realize, this is really good. Instead of mostly 7-second TikTok dances and lip syncing videos, I'm starting to see some real art on social media, and it's actually performing really well. But thanks for being here. I'm Christy, I'm an actor and social media specialist. And since I was recently laid off from my social media strategy and content creation corporate job, I now have some time on my hands. So my goal for the next 6 months is to see how I can translate narrative filmmaking to social media and see what works, and also what flops. I'm doing it all myself because I can't afford to hire a crew yet. I'll be sharing my films, my process, and my analysis with all of you right here. So be sure to subscribe. Okay, but here's the big question for this video. Out of all the things I could be doing with my time, why do I think narrative filmmaking for social media is a worthwhile experiment? First, it's the only content distribution model that is free, available to everyone, and you can reach millions of people. No gatekeeping necessary. It is so valuable to learn how to tell a story through a vertical format because vertical films are already a part of the film industry. If you're an actor or a filmmaker, you're probably already familiar with apps like ReelShort and DramaBox that exclusively produce vertical soap operas, and they get millions of views worldwide. Now, I am not saying this is quality art, but I am saying they found a format that works. And my personal prediction is that Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and other streaming platforms will improve upon this format and host vertical films and episodic content on their mobile apps. Because after all, streaming platforms like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon aren't just competing with each other. They're also competing with Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Attention is currency. All that to say, social media is the perfect place to experiment with this new storytelling format. After all, it kind of evolved from social media anyway. If you make a feature film and it flops, you might never get to make a film ever again. If you make a social media post and it flops, what happens? Literally nothing, because no one cares. There's so much gatekeeping around making movies because it is a risky business. They are so expensive and involve so many people, and there's so much on the line for everyone involved every single time a movie gets made. But here's the beautiful thing. Technology has evolved so much that now it's pretty accessible to make a film on your own that looks and sounds pretty good. The real challenge then becomes getting anyone to watch it. When you post on social media, you can tell very quickly whether the content is working or not. How? Because every social media platform gives free analytics. This is incredibly exciting for me because how much data do I have access to regarding my work as an actor? Zero. Yeah, I made a spreadsheet with all of my auditions, but pretty much all of my data is purely anecdotal. But if I put my work on social media, I then have access to views, engagement, watch time, demographics, and honestly, it's more data than most people know what to do with. But wait, let's jump back for a second when I said the film industry is a risky business. You know what de-risks the business? Data. And this is exactly why it's incredibly risky for networks to work with unknown actors or filmmakers, because there's no data to support that return on investment. Now, let's say you start social media filmmaking and you have a film or series that pops off. You now have data on your concept and execution, and it's been tested with millions of people. In my mind, why not pitch that to networks like you would pitch a pilot? Okay, last point here, but it'd be silly to make a whole video about social media and not mention how fun it is. As someone who grew up running around with a camcorder, I'm essentially just playing around and seeing what works. The best part about all of this is I'm giving myself permission to make shitty art. Movies are made by hundreds of people sometimes, and I've never done camera or lighting or editing for a movie before, so here I am. I'm learning as I go. What's the worst thing that could happen? I make a bad piece of art? Have any of you ever made a bad piece of art and just accepted it for what it was? It is so freeing. If you're a recovering perfectionist like me, here's my advice. Let your ideas cook. Don't let them burn. When you take action on your inspiration instead of sitting on it and waiting for the right time, I think you'll find that your best ideas are still ahead of you. If you've made it to this point in the video, I'd love to hear your thoughts. This is my first long form video getting out all of my ideas, and so let's chat in the comments.